What's going on, guys, and welcome back to LOI TV. Now, something a little bit different today. As you can see, I am joined by Tig for the first time in how long? How long is it now? It's a good while.
I'm going to decline to answer that one.
Yeah, and Socko
Yeah.
as well, who was last on the podcast with the Bohemian amputee manager. Was it? Was that the last time? So
Yeah,
not too long ago, to be fair.
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. So as you can see, we're social distancing ourselves, so finding new ways to come up with videos, ideas, and stuff like that. And this is one that Tig actually came up with. So do you want to explain it there, Tig?
Yeah, basically, well, obviously, we've only been around since 1998, so soccer has been around since 99. And we haven't really experienced many great Irish teams, but I thought we could come up with our best 11 from what we have seen, what we remember. So obviously, we're not going to pick players like for example, we were talking about Niall Quinn. Like he was 35 in 2002. Like I couldn't remember him playing ever.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to pick players like that, but
Yeah.
players that we remember seeing and we think deserve a place in our all-time 11.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Socko, how are you feeling about this one? You still
Yeah,
jotting your team then as we speak?
I thought you have to do your homework. Yeah, I thought it would take like 10, 15 minutes, and I was at it like an hour, like trying to. There was as we said, there was a few positions where it could have went either way.
There's probably a few no-brainers, the ones that we'll agree on to be a good few of them. Then there's gonna be a few dark horses, hopefully. So
yeah, there might be, I say, like 7 players that we all have, and then maybe like 1 or 2 different variations. But yeah, a few dark horses.
A team of 9. Do you have a nine-a-side team there? Is it?
No, I was never good at maths, man.
Looking forward to this one. As I said, I thought it was gonna be a lot easier than it was when I was actually looking at the players that have played.
Yeah.
There's so many mad shouts in there. I was looking at like Liam Lawrence and I was like, remember him starting every week, every game. So, but yeah, it was a good idea, I thought. And if you are new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button before we jump into it, and drop a like on the video as well, and leave a comment of what your favorite Irish team or the best Irish team of your what was it, era, or from what you've seen.
Yeah, from our area, that kind of. I'd say a lot of our people that subscribe are kind of born that kind of same region, but like
yeah, so make sure to like the video. As I said, we're actually closing in on the 2,000 subscriber mark, so it would mean a lot if you could subscribe. But I think we'll just jump right into it, guys. I think we'll start
off there, Ross.
I think did we all go with similar enough formations anyway, like a 4-4-2?
4-4-2, yeah. Mine's kind of a bit of a diamond, but we'll get there.
That's the dad in the spelling.
I think we'll start off with the goalkeeper. That's a bit of a given if you ask me, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I've given my answer is Shay Given here. I think that's second most cap player of all time. Highest cap goalkeeper, obviously. Then I have a few stats by Shay Given written down.
Yeah, lads, I didn't do it.
Did your homework?
Premier League in '95 with Blackburn. 2 FA Cups. He was. Was it 2 FA Cups or 1 FA Cup? Actually, not sure. With Man City, but I don't think he was really playing. I think Joe Hart might have been coming in at that time. He won Irish Footballer of the Year, I think twice in 05 and 06, and maybe once.
Yeah.
Which is amazing for a goalkeeper.
Obviously,
if you think about it.
Definitely.
Yeah. He was in the Euro squad in 2012. Obviously, played every game in that. And squad 2002. He was actually in the 2016 squad, but he didn't play. I don't think he played a game. I think he was just there. He's the goalkeeper coach at Derby at the minute. His first appearance was in '96, and his last one was in 2016 against Belarus. So a 20-year Irish career, which is really impressive for a goalkeeper, you know. So yeah, I think we can all really agree on Shay Given. The only other options you could look at are Randolph and David Ford, and I don't think Randolph's been there long enough. No. David Ford wasn't good enough.
To be fair, Randolph has been very, very good in his time in goals just recently. But yeah, this one was a pretty easy.
You're looking at like Shay Given as a Premier League goalkeeper for however many years, probably 15.
Yeah.
With Blackburn, City, Aston Villa,
Newcastle.
Yeah.
So I think let's move on to the back four then. At right back, what did you guys go with? Probably a bit of an obvious one again.
Yeah, Shane.
No, before we start, I had a joke. Can you see that?
Oh Christ! That's the only reason he was right now.
But let's go on.
Yeah, I think Seamus Coleman has to be, doesn't it?
Seamus Coleman, definitely. Yeah. The only one I was thinking of was Steve Finnan, who had a very good career as well.
I did look at Steve Finnan, but I can't remember Steve Finnan playing for Ireland at all.
Yeah,
obviously won a Champions League in
the World Cup in Saipan, but we were only 4 for that or whatever. So
yeah. So
do you remember watching that at all?
Not really, no.
not memory of it
3,
whatsoever, I don't think
4.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Which I say some people watching this might annoy them a little bit, but so we're
Do you-
going off.
just
We're
a
not go-
quick-
we
do
don't have
you-
a lot to go off.
I think we were all at the game where Seamus Coleman suffered a horrible injury that time against
Yeah.
Wales. Do you think he's been the same player since he's come back from that? Or has
It was
affected-
I think it's a combination of that and he was getting older. You know, like there was a stage where
it's a bad time to get
I
that kind of
think
injury.
James Coleman was probably the best right back in the league, in the Premier
Yeah.
League.
Definitely.
He top 3 anyway. And I think he probably deserved to move to somewhere like United. I think it was Valencia that was kind of in there ahead of him at the time. And yeah, the injury like just kind of set him back. And plus, what age is he now? He's probably 32
I
now.
think he's in his 30s
Still,
anyway.
still the Everton captain, still the Irish captain.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, and he's had a great career. Started in, I'm not sure actually, 2011,
Yeah.
and he's obviously still playing. So
Yeah, no, he's
I'm not sure how many caps he has.
he's had a solid decade or so, just less.
56 caps in 9 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But then
solid.
that been what 6 or 7 more if he didn't have that
Yeah, he's still-
horrific injury.
Yeah.
Year gone.
But yeah, really great serving for Ireland up
Yeah.
until now, and hopefully, and couple that with Matt Doherty coming in like the last few years. It's been
Still
a big,
managed to keep his place for the last thing, which probably
it's been a
don't really
big
agree
talking
with that
point
much.
too.
But
Yeah,
at the same
Yeah.
time, in our era, like he's probably the best right back we've had. So
definitely. Moving
Yeah.
centre backs, who was your first choice?
Richard Dunn,
Richard Dunn
I
has to
was the
be in
same
there,
as
I
well.
think.
Yeah.
maybe only on that game against Russia.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, a bit of an iconic performance. Obviously, the head bang, like he really gave it his all. Like he banged his
Yeah.
head, got blood in his jersey. Didn't even have a jersey with a number on it. Hit the right a jersey, number 5 with a marker on a jersey. The
Just-
clearance off the line. Obviously, you ended in an all draw, but
Yeah.
looking at that day, like he was impenetrable.
He's just a real old-fashioned centre half. Just throws himself
Yeah.
in front of the ball. Loves
When I'm-
the header. Loves the tackle.
When I was looking at defense, I like to pick like reliable people are going to be consistent, not going to make that many mistakes. That's kind of players I look at. I never liked
Yeah.
like a right back. We always used to talk about Kyle Walker. Like, I mean, he obviously great right back, but he makes a mistake every game. Like, and you saw against Wigan that time in the FA Cup, like he gave away that goal.
Mm.
He's prone to a mistake every game. So that kind of stuff, I just you just don't see Richard Dunn making. Obviously, he's a good few own goals, but I think they're just unfortunate, really.
Yeah.
Does he have the highest own goals in the Premier League? Or something?
I think there's a stat
Think
like
so.
that. Yeah, I think there is. Yeah.
But similar to a
Ridiculous
goalkeeper,
stat to have, like.
your defenders and your goalkeepers, you don't ideally want them to be making the headlines or the back pages. You just want
exactly.
them to be consistent. If a few players have fallen down when they're trying to like be a superhero in the middle of the match, where you just prefer them to be consistent and just do their job. And I think Richard Dunn has done that. 80 caps in his time for Ireland. And obviously he'll probably be most remembered for that game against Russia. Was that 2011?
Something like that. I think. Yeah. Was it for the World Cup 2012? But it was no. Would have been for World. Was it for the World Cup that qualifier?
It might have been for the Euros
2014?
2012.
Or was it? Maybe it was. Yeah.
Probably was.
Was it?
In
Yeah.
the group stage, I think they topped the group. If I'm
Yeah.
right.
Russia
Because I think the 2014
doesn't nil all draw. Wasn't
group
it?
had like Austria and stuff in it. I think
Yeah.
Nil.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, yeah. Do you remember you drew 12?
Austria and was it Germany that got hammered by 7-1 that time? Is that 2014?
Could well have been. Yeah.
I think that
Could
was
well
that
have been that actually.
one. Simon Cox era and all that.
Simon Cox. Yeah. I went with I went with John O'Shea, partnering with centre half.
Yeah, John O'Shea as well. I think he'd be a bit mad not to.
Yeah.
Bit of
Same
a
as me.
cult
I
hero.
was half tempted to put him. I was half
Leo.
tempted.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was half tempted to put John O'Shea, slide him into a different position because that was one thing he was.
That's what I was thinking. I was
versatile.
thinking of putting him at right back, but then like obviously you're gonna have to have Seamus Coleman in there unless
He
you
play
put him
left. He
on the
could play left back, play centre
Yeah.
midfield as well. So I was considering all my options, but I went to them at
Then when
centre
you look
half.
at centre backs, the only version I think maybe get a look in is Shane Duffy, but he hasn't been there long enough really. Has he? He's been so
Yeah.
consistent the last.
He has been fantastic, Shane Duffy.
Well,
Definitely
you know,
deserves a
he's so
mention
good for the
anyway.
country,
Definitely
like,
deserves a mention.
I think he will probably be my next in line, like that I can really
Yeah.
think of.
Yeah, definitely. Is
Yeah.
anyone else? I'm trying to think.
Keogh,
Yeah.
Clark,
Keogh, Clark.
Clark, mate. No,
No.
couldn't really have it.
Keogh's probably above Clark. I'd say
Yeah,
for Ireland. Like
And Duffy's not been there that long to.
Duffy's what
Um,
late 20s.
I mean he only really
20s,
started getting a
20s.
look in after John O'Shea was kind of past it. It was kind of like
Yeah.
2016. It was even in the Euros. I think we switched in the last game.
Mm.
Gave him
Yeah.
and was it Keogh a chance, or could have been Clark.
Yeah, with John O'Shea, 118 caps in 17 years with Ireland, and I think a
He's
lot of
got-
people will remember the equaliser versus Germany in
Oh, of course, yeah.
2015.
Gelsenkirchen.
Gelsenkirchen. Was
Yeah.
anyone there? Anyone we knew there?
My dad was there.
Was he?
Yeah,
No way.
he was it.
Amazing.
He was on TV and everything. Do you remember that? Do you
I remember that actually.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I did. John O'Shea has 5 Premier Leagues,
Oh,
Champions
his
League,
trophy cabinet's fantastic. Like.
FA Cup, 2 League Cups, 2 Club World Cups. He won the Euros with Ireland when he was under. Was it under 18s or under 16s? He won. I'm actually not sure.
Under
He's
17.
6 Community
Was
Shields
that
or something.
90, 96, 97?
Something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He nutmegged Luis Figo. He was captain of Ireland for a few games.
Not surprised, yeah.
He made his debut in 01 and finished his last game was against USA in 2018.
Yeah.
But yeah,
think
serious
that-
serving for the country for the last few years. So
The first 4 players who went through there in those positions, I think we were all
Yeah.
kind of going to agree on
we're all
them.
gonna have to
This next spot at left back is where it
This
starts to
one
get
is a tough
interesting.
one.
I think this was a tough one for me.
start with you, Ross. Go on.
Who did you go? Who did I want
Start with you. No, I want you to say it first. Actually, no, let Socko go first. Let Socko go first.
I'll go second then. Who did you go?
I
with?
think no matter what I say, you're just going to start laughing anyway. But
It's a hard
fine,
position.
Like
Kevin Caban, 102 caps.
I actually
I
went with the
went
same.
with Kevin Caban as well.
Did you? Yeah, both
Can't
did.
argue with that. Yeah.
Because remember, I was texting you earlier. It was the only thing I wanted to ask you about because I wanted to see where you went in left back, and then I was going to change because you said something about Ian Hart, and I said no, I'm going to stick with my guts. Go
Yeah,
Kevin.
I changed from Ian Hart because I was looking at his actual international career, and from like I just can't remember.
Well, Kevin
playing for
Caban
Ireland,
kept
like,
him at the
if I'm being
team for
honest.
so long. Obviously, Kevin Caban probably started a bit further up the pitch and everything, but it's as I said with defense, like he's solid. Like Ian Hart would make a few mistakes and stuff.
Yeah,
I was talking
Ian
to my dad
Hart
about it
was,
'cause I don't remember that well either. Like
Yeah.
But,
Ian Hart was bad as Port Saipan as well because he was actually injured for the whole campaign, for the whole thing. He played every game, but he's actually injured for all of it. But
Yeah.
with Ian Hart was an interesting one as well because he was in really good form for Reading in the championship, and
remember
Giovanni
that.
Trapattoni didn't know he was Irish, so he wasn't selecting him. I just saw that earlier.
there's a lot of things that went wrong in that fucking era, but like
I think Kilban was just with that many caps. I think you can't really go
if you're looking at someone solid being there,
very very
you
versatile.
could go forward as well. Like you could.
Yeah.
Just
Never
just
a
good
world
player
beater.
to the country. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same thing. Not a world beater, but
It was same as Richard Dunn. All you want from like your defenders is
Hmm.
consistency, and I think
He had a mistake in him,
Kilban
to be
fits
fair. He
that.
did have a mistake in him, I think.
who?
Sure, don't
Caban?
we all? Don't we all?
Kilban defensively.
Yeah, I suppose.
But
Fucking
the
the whole
other options is like people like Stephen Ward,
Maybe
maybe
push Robbie
possibly
Brady back
Robbie
in there.
Brady,
Robbie
yeah.
Brady played a few games in there. That's the only thing I was thinking of. But
Stephen Ward is probably like.
if I was going to have Robbie Brady in the team, I'd probably push him further off the pitch. If I
Yeah.
have him, I might have him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wardy, like he's just a real like. I think he's always
Steve
been
Moore
like
went through a really bad phase for Ireland when he was really
Yeah.
poor.
the Euros and stuff. He played every game at the Euros, and it was a terrible campaign.
I just think he was really bad for a while like that. He kind of picked himself back up a bit in his latter few years. Is he retired now officially?
No, I think
or
he's
is
still
he
playing. I think he's still
in the
playing.
squad?
Yeah. He's not.
I think
I think he's retired from international. And all, like, but
yeah, that's what I mean.
I was thinking like, and I was nearly tempted to go down to Stevens, to be honest. Like,
well, I think he's probably going to be our best left back.
but he's like 29, 30 as well, so it's annoying that he's actually that old already.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I think Caban. I'm surprised we all went for it, but I think it was probably the best option.
I did think you were
Bad
honest
bunch.
with Ian Hart, but
Yeah, there's a few
I was
players there
tempted to
where
stick with
maybe I
Ian Hart
convinced
'cause I remember Ian Hart playing not for Ireland but for other teams.
oh,
and
I
he was,
remember
like,
him playing.
quality,
Yeah, he
like,
was unbelievable. Yeah,
Yeah.
He used to take all the penalties and did he take
yeah,
free
free
kicks? as well?
kicks, and he's
Yeah,
such a good free kick taker. He
That's one
scored.
thing
He scored a
you need
loose.
someone like that in your team.
Scored so many goals.
Hmm.
He missed a penalty against Spain in that game. It's like on that
He did.
before Robbie
did he?
Keane,
Oh,
yeah.
one of three. Yeah.
So yeah, I think Caban's probably. I'm surprised he all went for it, to be honest. But yeah, that's the back five. I think so. We're all agreed now because we're probably going to try and come to like a conclusion with an agreed team from the three of us. So it's good that we all agree on the back five, which is a good starting point. Moved into the midfield, that's where it starts to get very,
Starting right
very
mid.
interesting. We'll start right mid, yeah. We'll start on the right hand side. We'll go you
Go on,
two.
Ross.
We'll start.
Yeah, I'm gonna see this player could have gone up front, but I
Oh,
put him
no
in
way.
right mid because I wanted to put someone else up front, and I went with John Walters in
I
right
went to
mid
exactly the same.
because
Swear to God.
probably my favorite player after as one other player that's probably has to be everyone's favorite player, but John Walters. I just thought he was just great for us when he did play. Like, wasn't actually around for as long as maybe you would have hoped, but real workhorse. Obviously, you probably remember most for the goals in the
Bosnia.
qualifying games. I think his first game was against. His first goal was in a qualifier in the playoffs against who was the ones we played in 2012? Estonia.
Estonia,
We beat them
maybe,
4-0.
Or
And then
yeah,
Bosnia, he
he
scored twice at home.
Yeah, 2-0.
Speaking
yeah.
of
The
speaking of
playoff.
that,
Like, huge. Like, put us to the 2016
That's
thing.
it,
So,
isn't
yeah. Legend. He's the lad I got my jersey in for the Euros in 2016. So
He's
Yeah.
very,
yeah.
very
it's meant a
consistent.
lot to me.
Another very consistent
Very often.
performer. Like wouldn't let you
And
down.
I think Socko's gone with something different here. So who's
Yeah.
your right mid, Socko?
I was just trying to find the Ireland team from 2012.
Are we dodging the question?
Where's Walters? Oh, there he is. I disagree with you there now because he's named as a striker in a.
Yeah, well, he's
Yeah,
playing
he's
striker, right?
anyway,
He
he's
did
not.
play right
Yeah,
mid.
like
Anyway,
I didn't think
that
he
one.
was going
Feeling
to go
Socko
for
did
that.
something here. Okay.
I was like, wait.
Right mid, Damien Duff.
I knew you were going to do
Okay,
that. Right, yeah.
Nothing to do with him playing for Chelsea.
No,
Well, I mean, Damien
Um,
Duff. If Damien Duff's not on your team, you're.
But I went to Duff
Um,
on the other flank. I'll just say that
yeah,
already. Get
so
the
did
other
I.
flank out of the
Okay.
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
he
I
did
went with
play-
Damien Duff on the left.
He did play right mid or left mid
He played both, yeah.
He's
but-
very. Yeah, he can play either side.
for Ireland and for Chelsea and then for Newcastle. But yeah, 100 caps, retired in 2016. Probably be most remembered for his goal versus Saudi Arabia and the celebration in 2002. He played every game in the 2002 World Cup, and he retired in 2012, but then got after the Euros in his last game against Spain, I think it was. So, but yeah, 100 caps, really consistent. Probably from a club point of view, should have stayed at Chelsea, and he said that in interviews in recent years. Got
Actually, did he
relegated.
not get pushed out of the team by Robin, or was Robin on the other side?
Robin left that.
It was
End
when
of
they
that
said
year as
splashed all
well.
the cash, wasn't it? When he left the All-Star and he started
Yeah,
splashing money.
Like,
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
might-
Damien Duff's one of those players. Like, if you went to Ireland games from 2000, when was his kind of main career span? Probably like, yeah, the early 2000s. Like, he was one of the best players on the pitch every game, you know.
Yeah.
So
You always
like, he's
need
one of those players you
something
can.
with-
He's just had actual talent, which we haven't
Yeah.
seen on the left flank. in
Yeah, I
a bit.
remember that game against Spain. I was watching highlights from earlier on at Saipan, and he was literally tearing Spain to shreds. Like he was quality. Like
But he was a genuine like Premier League midfielder. Like he's
yeah.
two Premier Leagues he won. He won in 05 and 06 with Chelsea,
Mm.
and 2 League Cups in 2002 and 2005.
Had a bit of time in Australia as well, didn't he? A year or two, I think.
With
the end.
Melbourne, I want to say Melbourne.
Shamrock Rovers for to finish his
Shamrock
career.
Rovers at the end to finish his career.
Yeah,
He
took Fulham to a Europa League final in 2010.
Under
Isn't
Woy.
isn't he joining?
Roy Hodgson.
Oh yeah,
Who?
Roy
Roy.
Hodgson was the manager.
Roy Hodgson was manager.
Yeah.
He's gone to. Isn't he joining Stephen Kenny, or is that?
I believe so. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
That's right.
So obviously he has a good knowledge of the game.
Apparently, he's a very, very talented coach. Like,
Yeah. Did he
Very-
coach
very
at Rovers
tough.
for a bit? Did he?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was and he went to Celtic for a while as well.
Yeah, Celtic as well. Yeah, I think
He was under-
assistant manager at Celtic technically.
He was an underage coach at Rovers, and I was reading during the week a few parents, I'm sure a minority, like gave out that he's too harsh, and he was kind of saying if you want to play at this level, like
Yeah.
you have to put the work in. But I think when you look at his international record and his club record, it speaks for itself.
Yeah. Who was your left mid, Socko there? Just,
Are we not going?
well,
So we
did our
set
left and right.
Duff on the other side. So
Oh, okay. James McLean.
interesting.
Okay, it's interesting because I thought about it because he's come up with some really important goals for us, like
Yeah, definitely.
Austria away, you've got Wales away.
Because if you think about it from our memory as well,
was
like,
it
do you know what I mean?
Moldova away as well?
Yeah,
like,
he-
he comes
he-
up in the big moments.
He does.
I've never seen a
He's
player was hard for us, and
Yeah, completely
just
agree.
that lack of ability. Like I'd rather have Walters in there on the right and Duff on the left. I think. I don't know. It is harsh because I like James McLean a lot, and
Yeah.
people are very harsh on him lately because he is a bit of a one trick pony. He kind of got figured out, but you look at the kind of points he's got us over the years. He's been a huge player, like you know. There's
Yeah,
no sense in that. But
absolutely.
if I had to pick a starting 11, I don't think I'd put him in it over.
Yeah, I'd like you'll always. I think McLean gives you so much in terms of like you do love to see it just in one-off games having someone that passionate.
Even the
Um,
Switzerland game,
he's
the
brilliant.
home game, like he wouldn't have won the ball back.
Cross,
Obviously,
yeah.
cross I think it deflected a little bit, but
I think he laid it off for someone, did he? Or was it his cross?
Yeah.
Maybe it was his
oh,
cross.
he crossed it. Yeah, I think it might have got deflected on the way in,
Deflected
but he
in, yeah.
went back and won the ball back. Like, there's not a lot of players that would have done that. I think maybe
Yeah.
Walters would have done it on the other side.
Yeah.
But he obviously wasn't there at the time. But
You just know when you watch him play, he'll run through a brick wall for Ireland. 65 caps in 9 years. And the three of us were there. Like that Wales match was one of the best nights of my life. So from a personal point of view,
he absolutely shinned the thing in. But like,
I
I think he was our top goal scorer in one of our qualifying campaigns. It might have been
What does the Moldova one?
the one where we beat Austria away. He was top goal scorer in that one, I think.
Yeah,
He scored twice, I think, in Moldova, didn't he? And then
2014
scored away in
qualifying
Austria.
with Yeah.
So that's the wings done. Anyway, moving
Go
into
with
this.
the midfielder that we
There's one midfielder we all agree on, is there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shreddy.
Soccer.
In
We all say it at once.
Roy Keane, like
Roy Keane, yeah.
Gary, but Roy Keane.
You went to that soccer though, did you? Yeah.
Roy Keane. 67 caps for Ireland.
That's mad, isn't it? Like, he should have hit 100 easy. But
it's sad, really. Isn't
I was
it?
gonna say 2 World Cups, but if you want to call it one, but he was absolutely instrumental in Ireland qualifying for 2002.
we were unbeaten in the qualification for that.
I think if he had played in that World Cup, like, think about it, we went out on penalties to Spain, like, you know, and he's Manchester United captain, one of the best midfielders in the world at the time, like, and he wasn't playing.
There's the argument that that some players like Robbie Keane and Damien Duff mightn't have shined as bright because that was that kind of a breakthrough moment. But like, it's hard to know. Like,
at the same time, you're missing out on a player like.
I think Roy Keane would have dragged through that Spain game, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, those kind of games when it gets taken 10 of it, like, you know what I mean, probably missed a chance there really to probably get as far as we could have ever.
And South Korea in the quarters, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So that's more an obviously winnable game, like semi-final of the World Cup. You just never know from there, like.
Exactly, yeah.
That's outrageous looking back on it, like.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah. Because things you look at England recently, like, you can get a look and like a nice draw in the World Cup
yeah,
for a long time.
I was watching all the goals on RT there the other day. They played Russia and they played Sweden and who was they played in the Colombia.
Beat Colombian penalties as well.
Beat Colombian penalties, yeah.
And they lost the group stage. They came second in the group stage.
They're only a pass across the box away from beating Croatia, weren't they? Hurricane across the Sterling. And then obviously they probably would have got battered by that French team in the final. But
the thing is, well, one-off game you just don't know. You can't say that.
Exactly, yeah.
That reminds me.
Look what happened with Portugal and France.
It's a Chelsea team with Ryan Bertrand playing left mid beat Bayern Munich. Like.
Champions League debut.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the like if you get a nice draw in a knockout tournament when we lost to France in the last 16, the next opponents were like Iceland or England, but they turned out to be Iceland. And if you nick a win against Iceland, you're straight into the semi-final. So
against Belgium, who we lost 4-0 to in the group stage.
Don't worry about it.
But even to say we got to the semi-final of a Euros, like,
I think we would be more likely to be France than we were Iceland, like the way we were at that stage.
Like, if you go out to France, like, fair enough, you lost 2-1, bit of pride. You go out to Iceland.
Lose to Iceland, we'd be disgusting with ourselves.
So Roy Keane, and I don't know how we got back to Iceland there, but
Roy Keane.
I think this one's going to spark a bit of debate now.
7 Premier Leagues for Roy Keane. Champions League, obviously, when they won the treble in '99. 4 FA Cups, Scottish Championship in '06, Scottish League Cup, I think the same year, and obviously Man United captain for years, like, in
leader, a legend.
The joint.
The only player with an icon card in FIFA.
The joint most successful Irish footballer of all time in terms of trophies, tied with Dennis Irwin. I think 19 trophies.
In the year 2000, he won the PFA Player of the Year. So I mean, that just shows you the quality he has.
That's huge.
And a good Cork man too. So.
Yeah.
So you kind of went with him, and was it me and Stock went with the 4-4-2? You kind of went with him in a defensive midfield role, flag, was it?
Yeah, a bit, but I know he could do both. Like,
he do it all, really, couldn't he?
Really. But see, then I was looking at my team, and I had 4-4-2, and in beside him I had Glenn Whelan, and I just couldn't stick with it. Like, so I went with a dime, and I put Wes Hoolahan in front of him.
I know the Stock went with Glenn Whelan. I can tell by him.
I love Glenn Whelan.
Before you mention as well, but
before you mention Wes Hoolahan, can you do your Wes Hoolahan impression, please?
Definitely not doing that. Like,
Wes Hoolahan impression.
No, it's not Wes Hoolahan impression. Eamon Dunphy.
Dump Giles impression otherwise. Anyway,
Well, definitely.
yeah, are we going on to my other centre mid, Glenn
That's
Whelan, 91 caps for Ireland, and again with the defenders, he mightn't be the most like flashy footballer, but he hit the crossbar against Denmark, which if that had went in,
shocking argument, like
the Aviva would
It's a
have.
crossbar, I thought.
he hit the crossbar the other way, like
If that had went in,
obviously the goal against Italy, like, but that's like, I mean,
I forgot about that. Yeah,
he
but
went
no,
through
he
a
won't be
rough
the
patch
most.
of like footballing wise. I don't think he's. I think you need someone in there with a bit of someone who's gonna
Yeah.
put your crosses in for you. Someone who's gonna.
Yeah, so it's very defensive midfield soccer, like you're
Yeah,
on about.
exactly.
as I
That's
was
what I had, and I had to switch it. Like I had to stick in
Because
Wes.
I was looking at Whelan as well, and I was looking at like controversy on his Wikipedia page. And it's like Eamon Dunphy called him a terrible footballer after a match. So he's slating
I
the
think
chap.
it's very, people are very harsh on him. And in our most recent campaign, he was influential. He was probably our best player, like with Mick McCarthy, like literally,
So
like
remember all those years
played like
with
a different
Whelan
player,
and
and he was
Andrews in midfield, I just can't
fire.
forget
Yeah,
that.
I couldn't see that. Like if he went out to win a game, I wouldn't have him in beside Roy Keane. I just don't think he'd win. So boring. So what's the word? Uninventive. Like
Yeah.
I think Houlihan is the only player that I have that has like less than 50 caps.
Yeah.
I just had to put someone in that has actual ability. I think obviously most people would agree that he's underused. Didn't really get the chances he deserved. And when he did play, like he showed what he could do. Obviously, he got the goal against Sweden in the first game of the group stage of the Euros.
True, yeah. The assist for Brady's header.
Yeah, he get whipped up all across as well. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think Houlihan deserves to be
I think
mentioned at least. I think he should be in my team. So.
I think Houlihan probably, like, I think it was a James Madison that came out and said that he was like top 3 best players you played with, and he said Wes Houlihan was one of them or something like that.
He's one of those players, you know.
Yeah, you know, in training day in day out, like he's just class. Like can't get the ball off him. But I think that for Ireland, he was just like we just never saw the like we should have seen so much more from him. Like
if you're looking at that kind of perspective, like you're trying to pick your best team who played for Ireland, like best like their Irish games, I probably wouldn't have him in there, but best Irish team, talent, like I'd put him in. I went
for something a bit outside the box, and I probably cheated a little bit because I don't remember him that well, to be honest. But I went with Matt Holland beside Roy Keane.
Oh, come on,
because I remember, I just couldn't go with Whelan. I just think Houlihan didn't play enough or something.
I feel like I've been harsh on Glenn Whelan. It's just the formation. Like I was thinking of doing 3 across the middle and maybe moving Kilban or putting Robbie Brady in or something in the midfield because he did play in midfield a little bit. But
yeah, as I said, just from a consistency point of view, I went with Glenn Whelan, 91 caps. But yeah, we go on to the strikers, or has everyone said their midfield?
Everyone said their midfield, I think. Yeah.
Players that we mentioned a few players that were leaving out. Maybe players
true.
Robbie Brady. Probably hasn't done it for long enough. I think the most recently his form hasn't been good. Obviously, he was great in the Euros and everything, and that campaign he was quite good. But I think it would be a bit harsh on other players leaving them out to put him in. So
I thought interesting.
It was an honourable mention. I think.
Yeah.
Get a mention.
When I was thinking of
definitely one that I had to mention.
One thing was Aidan McGeady.
Oh yeah.
I did look at him. He has so many caps for Ireland, and some performances he had were
Georgia away.
Fantastic, but I just couldn't have him in on the wing ahead of Duff or John Walters.
Yeah.
Unless I put John Walters up front, but then I'm leaving out striker, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think I put down Harry Arter alongside Roy Keane. They get along well, I think. Big forward.
The rumours are true.
Keith Andrews wouldn't get anywhere near it, really, would he?
No, really can't.
So I think that's about it. Really.
Realistic here.
Robbie Brady was the one that I was looking at as well, but I don't think so. He had a few big moments.
I considered putting him at left back.
Yeah,
at one stage.
But he just never played there for Ireland, so it is cheating.
I think he played 1 or 2 games.
I
twice,
maybe, yeah.
But I think we lost like a few games with him left back.
Yeah, he's not great defensively.
I think they got a little bit carried away, putting him in the 10, trying to play as a creative role, and he kind of just, I don't know. I think he's kind of a bit out of his depth in the Premier League sometimes. But I haven't really seen enough of him. In fair, he's
been injury prone,
badly with injuries and stuff. But he's one of those players you would want to be on your corners and stuff like that. So
free kicks, set pieces, yeah.
All that kind of thing, yeah.
Up front is one obvious choice. Leon Best.
Clinton Morrison. What? Obviously we're gonna have Robbie Keane.
Honor someone.
No, we're gonna have Robbie Keane, highest cap player, highest goals ever, 68 goals, isn't it?
Yeah.
146 caps. Started in '98, and he played until 2016. Obviously, that game against Oman, where they might as well let him score. Like,
I remember being at that. Yeah.
he won the Carling Cup with Spurs in '08. Unfortunately, he kind of was a bit of a journeyman. I don't think he really stayed long enough for the club to kind of win trophies with them. He was a bit unfortunate with his moves, I think.
Yeah.
But
He
he
played
only
for some of the
Yeah,
biggest
was
clubs in the
that-
world.
he's also in the Premier League 100 club, which is a serious honour to get.
Went to
Yeah.
Liverpool for half season. Yeah.
He was actually unbelievable in the MLS when he went there. I know it's obviously not
Yeah,
a
he's
highly rated
an
league.
icon at LA
He
Galaxy.
really is, yeah. He's
Steven Gerrard
won the cup, I think, 3 years, 11, 12, and 14. And then he was the Irish Player of the Year twice, which probably 2010, 2013. It wasn't that much of an honour back then, but still, it wasn't hard to probably win it. But and he was actually MLS MVP in 2014. So
Yeah,
yeah. So Robbie Keane.
I think that's it. It's no brainer.
I mean, if you're growing up, like I played up front a good bit. One of the players you look up to, like he's
Yeah.
a legend. Yeah.
Alongside,
He's still involved in the Irish setup. Maybe Stephen Kenny doesn't want him there anymore, but I think.
yeah, so that's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, he's got a contract. They gave him a contract. This is the problem with the deal they did, really, isn't it? They gave him
Yeah.
a contract saying you get a job. And
Getting a
Stephen
huge
Kenny said
payout, isn't he?
there's no place for him. Yeah, so
I think it was 1.5. No, I think it might have been
just
1 million.
bananas.
And he still has a job at
I thought-
Middlesbrough because he's assistant manager at Middlesbrough as well.
Hmm.
So he still has a
Yeah.
job. He's just
Him
in
and
the,
Jonathan
in
Woodgate.
the cash.
He has a contract with the FAI, but Stephen Kenny said he has no role for him, which is really strange. But as Tyke said,
I don't know what he did beforehand. Like, what did he do when Mick McCarthy was there?
well, he has all his badges.
Coach,
Must
He's
be
been working on that. Apparently, he wants to be a coach,
Yeah.
but Stephen Kenny probably doesn't know him. Like,
Oh,
he wants
yeah.
to bring in his own team.
It's
You know what I
nothing
mean?
personal, yeah.
But maybe
I like that. It shows like he stands up to
Yeah.
people and he's not afraid to like make a
this
decision.
is it's an Irish legend that he's telling no
Yeah,
to. Like,
and he's
I think
not
the
afraid to do
Times-
things his way. Like,
Yeah, the Times last week were saying it's very important for Robbie Keane to treat this carefully and not to tarnish his reputation. If he just that's not going to like bode well with the fans.
I think he kind of has to earn his place a bit more. I don't think he really earned it with Mick McCarthy. He just kind of was put in there, really.
he's
Wasn't
just putting up
Yeah.
videos on Instagram of him scoring goals.
he? Yeah,
Probably isn't training.
He's
That's all he
training
is.
with the best. He's probably better goal scorer than most of them. Like.
I found the same with John Terry. Like all John Terry, assistant manager of Villa, all he puts up is like training videos of him.
Local players or something. Like.
Alongside
Yeah.
Keane, lads, I had two
This
in
is a
mind.
tough one.
I had two in
Yeah.
mind.
So did I.
Who did you go with?
I had Walters obviously in mind, but
Yeah.
Well, my striker was Jonathan Walters.
Interestingly, because
Probably-
it isn't a bad shout putting him up top, to be fair. It isn't a bad
yeah,
shout.
I do like him up top. But
Yeah.
From the
I-
just the stats alone, you mightn't think so at all. 54 caps, 14 goals. But the goals he did score were hugely significant. And from a personal point of view, we wouldn't have got to the Euros if it wasn't for him scoring 2 goals versus Bosnia. So yeah, my second striker was Jonathan Walters. What about yourselves?
I went with Shane Long. The reason that is because, like, you look at Irish teams, one thing that he has that not a lot of Irish players have, which is pace, and like he just is a nightmare for defenders. If you have a player like Robbie Keane beside him who can finish like he can, then I think you're really giving defenders trouble.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I don't think his goal scoring record for Ireland is that good as opposed to the other option I was looking at, which was Kevin Doyle.
That's
I
what I
think
was
Kevin
looking
Doyle's
at.
he's actually got maybe a few less goals, but like 30 less games or something.
Yeah, he's got a better goals to game ratio, I think.
Yeah, but
I think Kevin Doyle won the
I
Ireland
think
Player of the
Kevin
Year once or
Doyle-
twice as well.
did he really? Yeah.
He might have, yeah. So he's like,
But-
looking back, he's like, he wasn't a terrible option. Like, he's
Oh no, he wasn't. No, he was
quite
a good
similar
player.
to Shane Long as well.
Yeah. I think if you look at Shane Long's recent form, it might kind of skew it a bit for you, and you kind of think about that. But he's just one of those players that I think if I was starting 11 of the players that we had in the last 20, 15 years, he's definitely going to be in there. I think for me, he just creates as well. That's one thing that you don't really see in the goal scoring stats. Obviously, he creates goals and just makes defenders uneasy. I think that's why he's in there for me.
Yeah, I think I like to look at as well is like a player having a big moment, and obviously the Germany goal is that.
Well, yeah, the Germany goal.
Like, so, and like I like a good thing to judge this kind of stuff off is like not necessarily like how good they were, but like what they did for the country and like
Mhm.
their goals that mattered and did certain things and
Mm.
how they performed at competitions and stuff. And
Big
Shane
game
Long
players.
has
Yeah,
been
he scored against the world champions.
Yeah.
It's the best goal scorer or best goalkeeper, sorry, in the world. Probably.
sprinted past John Boateng. Like,
Yeah,
so
I think it
like
was
he
Boateng. Yeah.
did, he will
It's a
call.
great
You know
finish.
exactly what you're going to get out of him. He's still getting in at Southampton week in, week out.
Yeah,
He's just going
and
to
he's
be
scoring now
absolute.
again. I think.
Yeah, he's not. It's not even nearly about his goals all the
He-
time. Like he just
Yeah.
he's someone that will hold the ball up. He'll win a header.
Mm.
He's real good. Like he's like an athlete. Like Jimmy, he's real good at guard hurling and stuff as well.
I think the fact that he holds the fastest goal in Premier League history, I think, still doesn't he? Like that's like there's a reason for that. Like he's working hard from the outset. Like first whistle goes and he's running onto balls.
Yeah,
and I think it was a
90
bit of a
minutes,
mistake from the keeper, but keepers make mistakes, or as a defender made a mistake because he was running at him.
Yeah,
Take chances.
Was anyone else up front that you were thinking?
Did you?
I went to Shane Long as well. Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I was thinking of doing was moving 3 up front and putting Duff on one side and Walters on the other, but wouldn't really be a formation that any of them played or anything. So
yeah.
If I was to go before like my lifetime, I would have said Niall Quinn, second highest goal scorer for Ireland, and that equaliser versus Holland in 1990. Put us to next. Put us to next. I remember that like it was
yesterday. Well before you have Frank Stapleton.
Frank Stapleton, yeah. But yeah, I had Niall Quinn just as an honourable mention.
Yeah, that was
the fact that he was 35. It's like, man, like, yeah,
we couldn't really pick Niall Quinn. It'd be a bit unfair.
Some kind of our own, like our era or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Well, so we just talking about Niall Quinn there. We just cut off there quickly, guys, but we're just going to jump back into it now. Tyg actually asked his father, Voodoo Val, for his Irish team of his era. So that's what, 50-ish, is it?
What's it? What years?
Careful.
He's in his 60s, so it goes far back enough that most people, anyone who would watch this would remember anyway, I'd say.
Yeah.
There are 4 players that are in both of our teams. Can you guess who they are?
4 players. Okay. Should I give them?
Yeah.
Richard Dunn?
Robbie.
God, no.
Robbie Keane. Yeah, Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane's obviously in, yeah.
Roy Keane, yeah.
Roy Keane's in. 3.
That's 3.
Wait, whose teams are we talking here?
The formation's 4-3-3.
And is it all 3 of our
Yeah, they're all 3 of our teams, yeah.
John O'Shea.
No.
Seamus Scott.
No.
Roy Keane, Damien Duff, obviously, actually.
Damien Duff, yeah. It's the 4 that's in both.
Right
Keane,
back. Duff.
Right back. You just think he's going with them? I think you might know this, Ross.
Dennis Irwin.
Yeah, once I go.
Into Irwin right back, because Irwin is usually a left back, wasn't he? He could play either, but
he played both.
He went for a Spurs player at left back. Well, I'm pretty sure he played for Spurs. Tony Dunn is at left back. I don't know if any of you know who Tony Dunn is, though.
I recognise the name,
yeah.
No, you don't.
He played for United, no? What am I talking about? I've got
United, yeah.
It's because I was listening to Johnny Jaws do his all-time Spurs team and his all-time United team, so I guess I'm confused. But yeah, Tony Dunn has like 400 appearances for United. And 2 centre halves are Paul McGrath and Mark Lawrence.
Paul McGrath, great player.
My dad raised Paul McGrath so highly, so I know that much. And Mark Lawrence, obviously, great player for Liverpool in the 80s.
Great pundit.
Who was he played for? Was it? No, I wouldn't call him a great pundit now.
I like him.
He's with Brighton for 4 years. That was kind of, we actually got promoted them to the first division. And then played with Liverpool for most of his career. Then in the midfield, it's Roy Keane and then 2 midfielders.
Ray Houghton.
No, Ray Houghton is in his honourable mentions.
Liam Brady or something.
Liam Brady's in there, yeah. Well, it's not mad at all. Liam Brady's one of the best Irish players of all time.
John Jaws.
John Jaws is on the other side of him.
Oh, is that the midfield 3?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of formation he's gone for. I don't think, but like
I can't remember. John Jaws was a winger or something, wasn't he?
John Jaws,
maybe not.
Brady would have played a bit on.
So it's Brady, Jaws, and Keane. What a midfield that is, like.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like, I mean, that's a World Cup winning midfield if I've ever seen one. Like, and then the front 3, obviously, you've got Duff on the left, Robbie Keane up top, and then on the right side, which he's really a right winger, but he's there anyway.
Who?
He's our 3rd top goal scorer of all time.
3rd top goal scorer of all time.
Ross is looking it
up. Should we know this? Like,
I was talking about him earlier. I mentioned him earlier, I think.
It's not Niall Quinn, is it?
No, he's second. Highest goal scorer. It's Frank Stapleton.
Frank
Ah.
Stapleton, all right.
Fuck. I
We
knew
should
it.
know that. The honourable mentions are here are David O'Leary, Chris Hughton, Kevin Moore,
Is he a great
Ray
manager?
Houghton, Steve Staunton, and Ronnie
Ray
Whelan.
Houghton didn't get in. That's very interesting.
Was
There you
Kevin
go.
Sheedy? Was Kevin Sheedy in there?
Did I say his name?
It broke up for me.
He wasn't in there.
Okay.
No need for that
Cheeky
cheek.
prick.
No need for that cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, only 4 players getting in shows you, and
From our year, like that's not even just from the recent years.
Yeah.
Like that's from our
and
year.
that's the only one who's played most recently played is probably Robbie Keane. Like, and that's
So what? He was a Given, Dunn, Duff, and Keane, was it?
given.
Sorry, Given,
Given,
Keane,
Duff.
Duff. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, 2
Given.
Keanes. Yeah,
Different.
Given
Yeah.
the 2 Keanes and Duff.
Duff Beer.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of the in-betweeners, but it's just Lee Sharp. It's Lee Sharp.
Did Val Gordon slide pan at all? Did he?
No, he didn't go to that. No,
No.
but I'm sure he watched every minute of it. Like,
Yeah, big time.
he was at he didn't really pick his games very well. He was over at the Euros in 2012. I think he watched us lose 4-0 to Spain. And he went to the Euros in 2016. He only went to one game, and it was Belgium. So, watched us 4-0 to Belgium. So yeah,
Not
but
great.
he was at the game in Germany away, obviously, and he was in Cardiff and a few of them. So
Cardiff was great,
So
wasn't
it's,
it?
yeah,
I can't wait for the away day. Like it makes you miss the Ireland games, doesn't it? Ireland games are great crack.
exactly. Yeah,
They're brilliant crack. We will be
We'll have one
having.
for a while, unfortunately.
What's it?
We won't have one for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know it's been ages, isn't it? Year 2021.
We have a few more ideas in the pipeline. If anyone has any ideas, leave in the comments. We're thinking of doing maybe a worst Irish XI, or
From our era, yeah.
maybe thinking of doing things like what we expect Stephen Kenny's first starting 11 is. It's going to be a hard one because you don't really have any kind of league form to go on or anything like that. But
Yeah.
any other ideas you have, leave them in the comments. We much appreciate it.
Yeah, might as well just try and we've lots of time to kind of just do videos and stuff. So, this if you like this kind of format, that's all we can really do at this stage as well. So, it's actually worked out pretty well, doesn't it? It's pretty smooth, like so.
Yeah, it's good. It gets you talking, that kind of thing. When you start doing, like lots of radio stations are doing best whatever team. It's just gonna get you talking about players
That's
and
it.
you kind of
Yeah,
memories and stuff like that.
reminisce.
So
it just gets you out of the house. Like
do like a list of things like I don't know,
yeah,
like a list of things like best, like first Ireland memory,
yeah,
best Ireland memory, that kind of thing as well. And maybe a video like that or something would be good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
was
probably
saying
don't
to
really care
Tig-
about our opinions.
I was saying to Tig on the Chelsea podcast, they do a best first, worst, and best Chelsea game, so we can do that for an Ireland game maybe, or even an LOI game.
Yeah.
So I think we all know what our best one would probably be, but it'll be good to just have a chat again.
And if you follow us on Instagram, you'll probably know that I've been doing like asking you guys for each position in a 4-4-2 formation for your all-time League of Ireland XI as well. So that video, I don't think these two are going to be joining me for that because they don't really know too much about it themselves now. But
Well, I say most players in it won't be any players that we've seen alive. Like
I've seen it because I went when I was younger. So
I suppose anyone on Instagram is also anyone on Instagram.
It's a very like my era team.
It's skewed. Like it's going to be our era kind of thing again.
Yeah.
Really.
So
Isn't it?
it is going to be skewed, but yeah.
Again,
So
I might be interested to get my dad's team or like maybe
Definitely.
something like that. I don't
definitely,
know.
yeah. So I'm
I
gonna be
always
doing,
say if Sport and Fingal were still around, I'd be going to have that.
End it there. End it there.
yeah. But I asked for strikers today, so that's the last position, obviously. So I'll be filming that tomorrow or the day after, or something like that. So that will be expected soon. I'm not sure when this is even coming out, so why am I saying tomorrow? Like, but yeah, no, that's to be expected soon. But I really enjoyed this, lads. It's good fun, and
Good chat.
should definitely do it again. I miss human interaction, to be honest.
That's the thing. I was saying. Like I was thinking to myself, like I would go into college or school or whatever, and I'd talk about football. I go home, I'd either watch football, play football, or play for FIFA, or I'd go on Xbox and talk about football. Like so literally, our whole lives are for good football at this stage. Like so, missing it big time. So the only thing you really do is talk about football.
It's a huge.
Yeah, I was only
happened in
thinking
the past. Like
I was only thinking about it the other day, where I moved to my house when I was 5, and all like yourselves and stuff were on the green, and to be friends with you, you had to have a football team. So I had to kind of pick a football team, and ever since then, I think a lot of male and female friend groups, a large amount are based on football. It's such an easy thing to just relate to.
It's a great conversation starter who just sport to someone you don't know.
Definitely, like you'd be hard pushed to find like a lad you couldn't, or a girl you couldn't talk football for a little while about. So it's a great thing to get people together, and yeah,
Exactly,
lucky.
I know it's all about chatting up the ladies, you know what I mean?
the only single lad in this Zoom cast.
That's it. Yeah. No, but lads, yeah, I did enjoy that, and I think probably the next one we'll do as the three of us will probably be the worst Ireland team from our era, and like we just probably got to use players that got like the odd cap here and there. But I still think it's worth a video.
Maybe if we put a limit on it, maybe 5 caps minimum or something. But
yeah,
then
that could be a shout. Yeah.
could be a bit harsh. You know, players could get an awful stick. Like
might be getting emails from like Connor Salmon. So
yeah. I beat him in a game of skill, so you know.
Didn't know how to do a keepy uppy to chop like.
Yeah, shocking. Like,
another a good idea might be like favorite like Ireland memory, not the match, but like something that happened like on the night out after, or like leading up to the game, or just a funny thing that happened during the match. But we'll have loads of those ideas like coming over the next little while.
Nothing else to be doing.
Yeah, nothing else to be doing.
Yeah,
Xbox is getting absolutely melted.
Yeah. So, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. Something that, like a bit different. This is kind of I'm going to be putting this out in the podcast formats as well. So it will be on iTunes, Spotify. So if you're on all them,
Pass the pod.
Yeah, subscribe. I always forget. Is it subscribe on them, or is it a follow?
I just listen, follow,
follow, and give it
tell a friend.
5 out of 5.
Do whatever you want to do. Just make sure you tell someone else about it.
Yeah, delete it.
Make sure they tell someone else about it as well.
Yeah, and if you've made it this far, thanks for listening this far in. And if you're on YouTube,
a waffle going on.
Make sure to like the video, comment it down. If you made it this far, comment LOI TV sucks, and I'll know you're a real one, right? And make sure to
skip to the end to see that, like.
And make sure to subscribe on YouTube. As I said, we're closing in on the 2K mark today. Are under 250 subscribers away from 2,000, which is pretty decent. Like when you think about it, like so.
It's an 8 of our followers already. Like.
Yeah. So listen, the stats and all
yeah,
that.
Magic.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in a bit.
Thanks, guys.